Wallabies vs Fiji. Harry Wilson's last-minute try secures 21-18 win ahead of Lions Test Series. Dramatic finish. Australia 21-18 Fiji highlights. Wallabies snatch victory in final minute. Wallabies maintain quiet resolve for Lions series despite injuries, errors, and uncertainties. Joe Schmidt's brutally honest take on Wallabies vs BNI Lions. Rugby Test Series preview. Wallabies survive Fiji scare. Last-minute try secures victory. Rugby highlights. Wallabies vs Fiji. Harry Wilson's last-minute try secures 21-18 win ahead of Lions Test Series. In a nail-biting finish, the Wallabies triumphed over Fiji with a score of 21-18, thanks to a last-minute try from their captain, Harry Wilson. This thrilling match took place in Newcastle on Sunday afternoon and served as the Wallabies' only preparation before their highly anticipated series against the British and Irish Lions. The Wallabies started strong, quickly establishing a 14-0 lead with early tries from Dave Porecki and Fraser McReight. Porecki, who had not played for the Wallabies since 2023, made a significant impact by scoring a try from a driving maul, even though he had to leave the field after just a quarter of the match due to a head injury. McReight later added to the score with a well-executed try, capping off a fluid team move about 30 minutes into the game. However, the Wallabies struggled to maintain their momentum against a robust Fijian defense during the first half. Just before halftime, Fiji's Salisi Riasi scored a spectacular try, igniting hope for the visitors as they aimed to replicate their success from the 2023 Rugby World Cup and secure back-to-back victories over the Wallabies for the first time in history. After the break, Fiji took the lead when Lekema Tajidajivalu scored following a long-range effort. Fiji almost extended their lead with another try from Surilai Makala, but the play was called back due to a foot in touch by Wallabies winger Harry Potter earlier in the sequence. Despite this setback, Fiji managed to push their lead to 18-14 with a penalty from Caleb Muntz, leaving the Wallabies in a precarious position with only minutes remaining. However, the Wallabies seized their late opportunity when Wilson powered through to score the decisive try just as the clock was winding down. Although there were some doubts about whether he had grounded the ball correctly, the try was awarded, and with Ben Donaldson's successful conversion, the Wallabies clinched the victory by a narrow 3-point margin. Despite the win, the match was marred by a concerning injury to fly half Noah Lolesio, who was taken off the field on a stretcher after a heavy tackle, raising fears of a neck injury. The Wallabies are set to face the Lions in their first test on July 19 in Brisbane. Reflecting on the match, Wallabies outside centre Joseph Akoso-Swaliai emphasized the need for improvement, particularly in fundamental skills like breakdowns and passing, as they prepare for the upcoming series. Meanwhile, Fiji's captain Tevita Ikanavir expressed pride in his team's performance, acknowledging the disappointment of losing in the final moments, but appreciating the effort put forth by his players. Harry Wilson, the standout player of the match, shared his excitement about the win, recognizing the challenge posed by the Fijian team and the significance of securing the victory in such a tough contest. As the Wallabies look ahead to their series against the Lions, they have much to build on, and fans are eager to see how they will perform in the upcoming tests. Dramatic finish. Australia 21-18 Fiji highlights. Wallabies snatch victory in final minute. Australia's last-minute triumph over Fiji has left fans buzzing, but the real story lies in how far the Wallabies still have to go to truly impress the British and Irish Lions. Here's where things get interesting. Despite a dramatic 21-18 victory, Wallabies head coach Joe Schmidt warned that this win doesn't signal a reckless approach to facing the Lions. The match, Australia's only warm-up before their July 19 test against the Lions, was a roller coaster. Fiji, seeking their first win in Australia in over 70 years, fought back from 14-5 down to lead 18-15 in the final minutes. Captain Harry Wilson's try in the dying seconds denied Fiji a historic upset, but the Wallabies' performance raised questions about their readiness for the Lions. Schmidt, who admitted the team didn't play with the confidence needed to knock the Lions over, emphasized that the pressure is on them to improve rapidly. "We're just going to have to build that quiet resolve, inch by inch," he said. The Wallabies' early dominance, led by tries from Dave Parecki and Fraser McRate, was countered by Fiji's spirited, including a stunning break by Judo Wainikolo that set up Lekamat Tajidijivala's try. But here's the twist: Fiji's resilience wasn't just about skill. Their fly half Caleb Muntz, who kicked 2 penalties to keep them in the game, echoed their 2023 Rugby World Cup victory over Australia. And this is the part most people miss: Fiji's ability to adapt and outlast even a strong team like Australia. A controversial moment emerged when Noah Lolizio, the likely starting fly half against the Lions, was carried off on a stretcher after a severe head injury. "Did we win?" was his first question, showing his focus remained on the game. While the injury appears to be a mild whiplash, Schmidt stressed the need for caution. "We won't take risks we don't need to," he said. The lineups reveal a mix of experience and uncertainty. Australia's squad includes star players like Harry Wilson, while Fiji's lineup features a blend of speed and power. But here's the question: what do you think? Are we seeing the beginning of a stronger Australian team, or just a lucky win? The Lions' next test will tell the real story. Wallabies maintain quiet resolve for Lions series despite injuries, errors, and uncertainties. Imagine the thrill of watching a David versus Goliath battle unfold on the rugby field, with the Wallabies taking on the mighty British and Irish Lions in the first test in Brisbane. But here's the shocking truth: despite their valiant efforts, the Wallabies are not expected to win, and their recent performance against Fiji has done little to dispel these doubts. In a nail-biting match that saw the Wallabies snatch a last-minute victory, 21-18, the team's injuries, errors, and uncertainties have left many wondering if they have what it takes to defeat the formidable Lions. But within the Wallabies camp, a sense of hope still lingers, with coach Joe Schmidt describing a quiet resolve that will drive the team to work tirelessly towards improvement. As Schmidt puts it, "We'll just work away with that quiet resolve to try to be better as we work our way through the series." This sense of determination is admirable, but it's hard to ignore the fact that the Wallabies are facing an uphill battle. With key players like Rob Valiani, Will Skelton, and Jake Gordon nursing injuries, and the team's lack of composure against Fiji, the odds seem stacked against them. And this is the part most people miss: the Wallabies' loss to Fiji in the 2023 World Cup was a low point for the team, and it's clear that they still have a long way to go in terms of rebuilding and improvement. But what if the Wallabies can harness the power of being the underdog? Could this mindset be the key to toppling the mighty Lions? Schmidt hasn't ruled it out, but he's also not getting ahead of himself. "We didn't play well enough today for people to have the expectation that we're going to come bowling into Brisbane and knock the Lions over," he said. "But then, I'm not sure whether that expectation was there before today, and we're just going to have to build that quiet resolve, that inch by inch we can work our way toward that." As the Wallabies finalize their squad for the Lions series, questions still surround the team. Will they be able to overcome their injuries and errors to put up a good fight against the Lions? Can they resist the urge to kick and keep possession in order to build pressure? And what about the underdog mindset? Can they use it to their advantage? These are all valid questions, and ones that will undoubtedly be debated by fans and pundits alike in the lead up to the first test. But here's where it gets controversial: what if the Wallabies' quiet resolve is not enough? What if, despite their best efforts, they're simply outmatched by the Lions? It's a possibility that's hard to ignore, and one that will undoubtedly spark heated discussions among rugby fans. So we ask you, do you think the Wallabies have what it takes to defeat the Lions, or are they doomed from the start? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation started. As the Wallabies prepare to face off against the Lions, one thing is certain: it's going to be a thrilling series, full of twists and turns that will keep us all on the edge of our seats. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, the Wallabies' quiet resolve will be enough to propel them to victory. Joe Schmidt's brutally honest take on Wallabies vs BNI Lions, Rugby Test Series Preview. Joe Schmidt pulled no punches when dissecting the Wallabies' slim prospects against the British and Irish Lions in the upcoming Test Series. While Australia limped to a nail-biting 21-18 warm-up victory over Fiji, salvaged by a last-gasp Harry Wilson try, Schmidt's unflinching honesty cut through the optimism. This team hasn't played together in 6 months, he reminded critics. Expecting perfection after just 5 training sessions would be naive. But here's where the rubber hits the road. Schmidt identified 4 critical areas needing immediate attention, and his blunt honesty might just be the wake-up call they need. Let's unpack the headaches. 1. Scrum execution. Despite dominating physical contests, the Wallabies failed to gain proper rewards from their set pieces. Schmidt stressed this was an area we're working hard on, a clear call to action for his forwards. 2. Line-out inconsistencies. The team's aerials provided few attacking platforms, raising questions about their tactical precision. Schmidt's frustration was palpable here. This is where the Lions' experience could exploit weaknesses. 3. Forward pass discipline. 2 disallowed tries due to basic handling errors underscored a recurring problem. Schmidt framed this as a skill execution issue that demands immediate accountability from players. The quiet storm Schmidt is brewing could become Australia's best weapon. I've never been one to rely on confidence, he declared. But through quiet resolve, inch by inch, we can build something meaningful. This isn't just about 3 matches, but restoring rugby's focus in Australia. External expectations have shifted sharply. Schmidt dismissed the idea of the Wallabies being labeled underdogs. People might frame it that way externally, but we didn't deserve to earn faith today, he said. We need to rebuild that quiet resolve through action, not declarations. Can this methodical, no-nonsense approach topple the Lions? Schmidt's message was clear: expectations won't fuel us, preparation will. But here's the $64,000 question. Is quiet resolve enough against a battle-hardened Lions squad? Schmidt's strategy hinges on incremental improvements rather than grand statements. It's a calculated gamble, but one that might just ignite Australian rugby's revival. Thank you for reading. Do you think the Wallabies can channel this quiet resolve into a series upset? Share your thoughts below. URL links preserved as an original text. Wallabies survive Fiji scare. Last-minute try secures victory. Rugby highlights. Imagine the tension, a nail-biting finish, a last-minute hero, and a team on the brink of disaster. That was the Wallabies' dramatic comeback victory over Fiji, a match that left coach Joe Schmidt feeling a mix of frustration and relief. The Wallabies narrowly escaped with a 21-18 win in Newcastle, securing their only test before facing the formidable British and Irish Lions. But here's where it gets controversial. The Wallabies were on the verge of another historic loss to Fiji, a team they haven't faced since their World Cup horror show in France last year. The match was a roller coaster of emotions, with Fiji aiming to secure back-to-back victories over Australia for the first time. The game took place under perfect conditions, with a 28,000-strong crowd and the prime ministers of both countries in attendance. However, the Wallabies' performance was far from stellar, overshadowing the Lions' own struggles ahead of their July 19th series opener in Brisbane. The Lions had just battled to defeat an undermanned Waratahs outfit in Sydney the night before. The Wallabies squandered a 14-0 lead through a series of inaccuracies and aimless kicks. Playmaker Noah Lolesio, who opted for a risky kick-through at halftime, was stretchered off the field in the 60th minute after a head injury. Hooker Dave Parecki was also an early casualty with a concussion, adding to the team's woes. Fiji dominated the second half, taking the lead 15-14 in the 55th minute. They were unlucky not to score again when a try was disallowed due to a controversial decision by the television match official. The Wallabies skipper, Harry Wilson, scored the decisive try in the 79th minute, securing the victory. Schmidt admitted that the looming Lions series might have affected their performance, but he didn't use it as an excuse. Some of it was frustration and some of it was relief, Schmidt said. To find ourselves in that situation after we built a nice lead early in the game, it was certainly a relief when Harry got over and dotted it down, that's for sure. Schmidt acknowledged that there were many areas for improvement, including skill execution. A try in each half was disallowed due to a forward pass from fullback Tom Wright. Despite the challenges, Schmidt felt that the scrum and line-out functioned well, but there was still room for improvement. Because if you put those things together, you're already in a lot stronger position in terms of controlling the result, at least, he said. The team has had limited time together, with only 5 training sessions in 6 months. Schmidt emphasized the need for quiet resolve and incremental improvement as they prepare for the Lions. While the showing might add weight to expectations of a clean sweep by the Lions, Schmidt felt that nothing had fundamentally changed for his team. We didn't play well enough today for people to have the expectation that we're going to come bowling into Brisbane and knock the Lions over. But I'm not sure that expectation was there before today. We're just going to have to build that quiet resolve, that inch by inch we can work our way toward that. And this is the part most people miss. The Wallabies' performance was a stark reminder of the challenges they face. But it also highlighted their resilience and ability to come back from the brink. As they prepare for the Lions, the question remains, can the Wallabies build on this victory and turn their fortunes around? What do you think? Will the Wallabies rise to the challenge, or will the Lions dominate? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Wallabies vs. Fiji.